Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jalen with Basic2Beauty here on YouTube, and today I will be showing you 3 different Mother's Day DIY gift ideas that were made using majority of the products from the Dollar Tree. All these DIYs were very easy to make, and each DIY cost me less than $17 to make. As always, a full list of products used to create these DIYs will be listed in the description box below, so without further ado, let's get started. So for the first DIY, you will need one of these black and white 8x10" picture frames that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and this adorable 8x10" artwork that says "A mother's love is forever," which I honestly thought was very fitting for Mother's Day, and you will put it inside the picture frame like so. Now I did purchase this as an instant download on Etsy for less than $2, so I'll put the link in the description box below in case you're interested. I ended up printing mine off at Office Max for only a few dollars, but you can always print yours off at home if you wanted to. And here's what it looked like once I was finished. Moving on to the second DIY, you will need 3 packs of these 15-piece wooden dowels and this 9-inch glass cylinder vase that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. And taking 2 wooden dowel pieces at a time, you are then going to hot glue the ends together like so. And then, once they are dry and feel secure, you are then going to use a marker or a pen to mark where you're going to cut the dowel so that it measures 9 inches as well. Then, using a pair of needle nose pliers, you are going to cut the wooden dowel like so, and you are going to hot glue the dowel to the glass vase standing straight up until the glue has dried. You will then repeat the same exact step a total of 18 times all the way around, making sure that you leave about ½ inch of space in between each wooden dowel. And here is what my vase looked like once all the wooden dowels were glued on. Then, using this Rustoleum metallic chrome finish spray paint that I purchased from Walmart, I sprayed 2 coats of paint all over my vase, and I let it sit for an hour before moving on to the next step. Then, once my vase had fully dried, I used 3 packs of these white jot pearl stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I covered each wooden dowel using 2 full strips and 2 additional stickers for each wooden dowel. And here is what the vase looked like once that was finished. And finally, for the last step, I just added 4 bouquets of these beautiful hot pink roses that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and I trimmed down the stems a little bit before arranging them into the vase like so. And here's what it looked like once that was finished. Moving on to the third and final DIY for this video, you will need a large round 15-inch vintage inspired hat box like this, and I purchased mine from Goodwill for less than $3, but you can honestly purchase these at any other thrift store, or sometimes even Ross sells these. Then, using only the lid for this DIY, you will need some of this jet black matte acrylic paint that I purchased from Walmart, and using a sponge brush or a regular paintbrush, you are then going to cover the lid on the top and the bottom with 2 coats of paint. Then you will put that aside to dry so that we can move on to the next step. Then you will need 4 of these assorted round birthday gift boxes that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and you will remove the lids and the stickers from each of the boxes. Then, repeating the same steps as before, you will use more of that jet black matte acrylic paint to cover the tops of all 4 lids only. Then you will need to let the lids dry for at least an hour or so before moving on to the next step. Then you will need a long 3/4 inch by 36-inch wooden dowel that I purchased from Walmart, and since I already had some left over for my previous DIY, I had my husband help me cut the wooden dowel into 4 separate pieces, measuring 6 inches, 5 inches, 4 inches, and of course 3 inches. Then I sanded down the edges with some sandpaper so that I would be able to use them for the next step. Then you will take each wooden dowel piece, and using some E6000 and hot glue, you will glue one side of the dowel to the top of the lid in the middle, just like so, and you will repeat this step for all 4 pieces. And here's what they should look like once you are finished with that step. Once all 4 of the wooden dowels have dried on top of the lids and they feel secure, you will then cover the wooden dowels using some more of that black paint as before, except this time you will leave the tips of the wooden dowels bare. Then, of course, Like usual, you will have to wait for the paint to dry fully before you can move on to the next step. Now that all of your dowels have fully dried, you are then going to place the smaller lids on top of the bigger lid in the layout of your choice. And then you are going to use some E6000 and hot glue to glue down the tips of the wooden dowels to the bottom of the lid so that the smaller lids are now facing upwards just like this. Once all the lids have been glued down and they feel secure to the bottom of the lid, you are then going to paint the lids with the same black paint as before, and then you will let this sit for at least an hour or so before you put the candles on top of the lids. And finally, after all of that hard work, you have now successfully made your very own candelabra for only $10. Of course, to finish it off, you will then need 4 of these 4-inch glass candle holders that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and 4 of these white fresh linen scented candles that I also purchased from the Dollar Tree to create the perfect candelabra for Mother's Day. And that is how you create my third and final DIY for this video. And that concludes it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching how I made these 3 different Mother's Day DIY gifts using majority of the products from the Dollar Tree. As always, a full list of products used to create each DIY will be listed in the description box below. Also, a quick shout out to all you mothers out there. I want to wish you guys a happy Mother's Day and a wonderful week. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, take care, be safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.